Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to our movie club. We continue with Twilight Zone, but today we have one episode from Outer Limits, right? Just to okay, it's similar, right? Outer Limits is very similar to Twilight Zone. Probably different narration, different how we say it, filmmakers, right? But the idea is very similar.
The duration also?
Yeah, production, right? Production, narration, but idea is the same, right? So it's about Twilight Zone.
Weird things. Yeah.
Weird things, yeah. Okay, let's start with the first one. Nightmare at 20,000 feet. And you know, AI made a mistake here, right? I don't know what is this, fleet, but it's not feet. It's feet. And before we start, do you know what are gremlins? So what are the origin of gremlins? Let's say trolls, for instance, it's an old mythology. Trolls live under the bridge and take money if you cross the bridge, right? Let's say what else? Witch, right? Witch makes some kind of ointment to cure you. But what is gremlin? Do you know?
I know the toy ones.
Say again, Cleo, please.
I have got the toy for my son, Gremlin.
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 Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but I was surprised that, as teacher Lee said, yes, Gremlin, they are against equipment and machines and aircrafts and everything. And I Googled, yes, and I Googled, and they say that the first kind of mention of Gremlin, the origin of them, it's something 1940, and the air pilots were attributing some kind of misbehavior of the aircraft to Gremlins. So it was
I wonder what do they represent, Gremlins?
you can see.
Trouble. They're just little troublemakers.
Okay, all right.
Imaginary troublemakers.
Yeah, but especially to aircrafts, and that is why our episodes is about, right?
Yeah.
Okay, let's start with our episode. So again, nightmare at the 20,000 feet. Sergey, could you please help us with the first question?
Initial thought describes the main character Bob Wilson's state of mind on the beginning of the episode. Considering his recent recovery from a nervous breakdown, how does this set the stage for the events to unfold? Bob Wilson looks like a successful businessman, and he had a wife, and obviously he had paranoia or hysteria of flying. Partially, to be honest, we don't know how he had the paranoia, but during the episode, they explain that he had 6 months rehabilitation in the clinic of this fly fair, and it was the first fly after the clinic rehabilitation, and he looked like very nervous, and his wife tried to be the flight more rest, but anyway, he was very nervous, and he was making the problem other people around him.
Yeah, Sergey, do you think that because of his history, because of he had this nervous breakdowns and some medical history, do you think that it's kind of adds some distrust to him, right? So we trust him less because he has this background. Do you feel the same way?
Yes, I don't know, had he the similar problem with the gremlin in the past, but obvious he started to be annoyed due to the gremlin, and anyway didn't trust him because they thought that he was continuing to be to have disease of mind disease,
Yeah.
That's why they try to help him drugs and water.
Yeah, essentially helping us here. So we call it relapse, right? Relapse. If you had an illness and it returns, so it's a relapse. But what I think, I think that I had some colleagues in the past who had this, what we call burnout. I don't know what is it a term, right? So they were over kind of loaded by work, and it led them to some kind of psycho illness, right?
Wow.
Yeah, so they had some free time to recover, and then they return. And what I see that people who had burnout in the past, they're more likely to have them again and again and again. Probably it's kind of something inside us, right?
Yeah.
So I understand when people kind of don't trust people with this medical background, right? So if you can I say medical, it's not medical, right? It's something different, actually.
The medical condition.
Medical condition, right? So we tend to think that something is wrong with you anyway. I would say this way. Okay, let's move to the gremlin. Well, could you help us with number 2?
The gremlin on the wing. When Bob first sees the gremlin on the airplane wing, how does his reaction illustrate the theme of fear and paranoia? Discuss how the episode builds tension and suspense through Bob's perspective. Well, he didn't believe at the first time he saw, or it's again my illness. That you just I'm just hallucinating.
Yeah, I remember he tried to wash his eyes, right? So it's just something wrong, right?
Yeah.
And then try to drape this window, right? So not to see it.
Yeah, but
Yeah. So he did not trust himself, right, at the beginning.
but
Yeah.
then he somehow trusted
Hmm.
and wanted that his wife. So,
Look at
but the gremlin just jumped from the view.
Yeah, so gremlin always was hidden from others, but visible to Bob.
Mhm.
Okay, well, I have a question for you. Can you explain to us what is difference between tension and suspense? What is this? What is tension?
Tension is like you're becoming nervous, like something heavy lies on you. And
What is suspense?
when you're suspecting something.
Yeah, something unclear, right? Something is unclear, so you cannot understand it. It's kind of suspense. And tensions, I would say, when you predict something bad happen, right? Something will happen, so you feel it. Right? Yeah, let's see.
Tension's more like nervousness. Suspense is more like you're waiting for something to happen. Anticipation. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
Suspense.
Suspense. Thank you, teacher. Yeah. Okay, let's move forward. Nesma, could you help us with number 3?
Yeah. Isolation and belief. Bob struggles to convince others of what he sees. Discuss how this disbelief from the other characters contributes to the theme of isolation, and how does this aspect of the story reflect real life situations where people's fear or concerns are not taken seriously. I would say that he had to face many challenges. Number one, he didn't trust his own senses at first. He went through a phase that he didn't believe that he is seeing something. He thought like he still have the mental breakdown, and he imagining, hallucinating. So the first challenge is to believe that he is seeing something. The next challenge was to convince people that he is not insane and he is seeing something, which is very hard because he's got history. And I would say this tells us a point, which is a person's past will always chase them. I feel like when you commit something in the past, you would never get rid of it in your future. And this is somehow unfair for me. But, you know, this is the reality. So it was very hard for him. This is why he took, he made a decision to correct things by his own hand, not to wait for the help from others.
Yeah, so no one trusted him, no one believed him. So what he should do, right?
Yes.
Yeah, it's a nice segue to the fourth question. Gerard, could you help us, please, with the fourth question?
Okay. The decision to act. Faced with disbelief and the fear of the gremlin damaging the plane, Bob decides to take matters into his own hands. Discuss the significance of this decision. What does it say about human nature and the lengths of one might go to protect others, even when their action might not be understood or believed? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's humans. What is more important for humans really is to protect the others, and also himself. You know, the protagonist himself, because if the gremlin managed to, you know, to damage the engine, they could die, all of them. So Bob decided to get the revolver from the police officer and kill the gremlin. But I thought it was very dangerous because when you are flying so high, you open the window, the pressure difference is very big, and it could kill everybody or have an accident.
How we call it? Dehermetization or something?
Depressurization or something like this.
Depressurization.
Depressurization. Okay.
You know, I understand this question. How I understand the question. Let me rephrase it. You know, sometimes it's very hard to go against like everyone, right? So everyone is telling you that you having hallucination. There is nothing, right? And to decide, you know, no, it's me who is right, and I'm going to act. It's kind of tells a lot about him, right?
Yeah, and he put, in trying to save everyone, he actually put him in danger.
Yeah.
Now, while we talk about depressurization of the plane, everyone knows that Boeing, American Boeing company, makes airplanes, and their planes are having all kinds of troubles. My son told me one whistleblower told the FAA that they did a test and 1/4 of the oxygen masks that come down don't work and have no oxygen. He died. He was found dead on the third day of court testimony. He seemed to have committed suicide.
How convenient for Boeing.
I mean, can you imagine, you know, you're going to fly on an airplane. Oh, by the way, on this plane, there's a good chance that 1/4 of the oxygen masks aren't going to work. So sit in a good seat, okay?
Yeah. It's interesting that Boeing has many problems now with software, with design, with engineering and everything. But still, you know, Boeing is one of the kind of one of the two maybe big
You can't not use them because half of your planes are Boeing.
I read somewhere that to buy a new plane, let's say I have enough money and want to buy a plane. If I want a new one, I have to wait like 10 years because they all sold from the next 10 years. It's
people, you know, build another factory. Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Very strange. Yes, maybe they cost so much because of this, you know, artificial deficiency, right? Can we say so? So you put something in deficiency and it costs more now. So very convenient.
Are there any other brands of planes? commercial planes than Boeing.
I
Mhm.
think there's one called Airbus.
Airbus.
Airbus, okay, Airbus.
There's
But-
not many though. There's not many. And China's got their own, but I would never fly in a Chinese plane.
But China does not sell them. So we have actually American Boeing and European Airbus concern, and that's all. We have nothing more. Nesma, please.
I have a question. I heard that we have nowadays something like a police on planes. We call them marshal, I guess. And they
Marshals?
are, yes, marshals, and they are always wearing civilians, and they hide between the passengers. So when we have somebody that does things like the character here, they take him and arrest him and turn him in for the nearest airport. Is that right? Or maybe in movies.
Yeah. The reason that we have armed individuals on airplanes now is thanks to Osama bin Laden and September 1, September 11, September 11. Yeah,
And-
that's the reason we have air marshals on planes now. Yeah.
So they exist.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. But, and they're hidden. They're undercover. You don't know who they are.
Mhm. But Nesma, I'm afraid it's American story. So it exists only in America and US flights. Because in Russia, we have a lot of news like, you know, a drunk passenger, you know, attacked someone, and who have had to take care of him? It's some, you know, flight assistants, you know, a lady
Yeah. Yeah.
who tried to calm him down. So usually unpleasant stories.
Mm.
And I think we have a shortage of air marshals. So you still may not have one on your plane, but you're not sure. You're never sure.
Okay. Leila, could you please help us with number 5, the resolution? Leila, are you with us? Leila is muted. Probably speak with us. We don't hear you, Leila.
Okay, I'm here. Because I was coughing, I just unmute. And I'm reading it on my own. So I have to read it again.
Yeah. Could you please take number 5, please? The episode.
Okay. Without giving away the ending, reflect on how the episode concludes. What do you think the Twilight Zone is trying to convey about the nature of fear, the importance of trust, and the reality of our perceptions? So, Ivan, I was expecting something, you know, unexpected, to tell you the truth. Just watching his behaviors, his fear, and nobody believed him. So, I mean, he did something really wrong. But I think because of his fear, and maybe because he wanted to save the other passengers, he took the gun and he just opened the door of the emergency exit, right? Okay. I mean, I wasn't expecting that he was going to open that door because it was really dangerous for everybody. And but he thought that maybe he was going to be in trouble. He used the seatbelt, so he shot at the gremlin he saw, and then I think he flew away. I don't know. But
I think he shot it. I think he hit it.
really,
I think so.
I don't know. But there's one thing, teacher, like that door, emergency exit. When can it open itself?
You can open it in flight. We have idiots in America that try to open it while they're flying.
But teacher, like, during an accident, a very little one, I mean, isn't it open automatically?
No, you have to manually open all the doors.
Okay, all right, thanks.
Now, when you open an emergency door, the chute, the slide may deploy automatically.
But anyone can open it then.
But yeah, anybody can open it. That's right. So, and people try to do it in flight. They're crazy. We have crazy people that try to do it in flight.
I got it. I haven't met somebody like that.
Yeah, I remember once I was about to register to my flight, and I tried to make to give this place to my child, to my son, and they say no, there must be a man, you know, someone adult and heavy enough to open this door.
Yeah, in America, they're supposed to ask you, if you sit by that door, emergency door, they're supposed to ask you, do you feel comfortable sitting here? Are you able to open that door during an emergency? Do you know how to open that door? And if you say no, they will make you move.
Yeah, interesting.
Okay.
And kids can't sit there. Yeah.
Yeah, but if you step back to importance of trust and the message that Twilight Zone is trying to give us. So
look, nature of fear. I think almost everybody has got this fear, nature of fear. You know, could be a kind of tornado or something like that. This is understandable. The importance of trust. I mean, to tell the truth, maybe in this crazy world, I have lost this trust feeling, you know. I don't trust a lot of people. I trust only a few. Yeah. So the importance of trust.
May I ask you, let me try to make a hypothetical situation. So you go in somewhere, right? Some door, let's say, and someone in front of the door tell you, don't go there. So what do you do after this?
Look, don't go there. So I don't know the person. I don't know whether he's telling me the truth or not.
Yep.
I will just go away. Am I right, Ivan?
I don't know. It's a hard question to answer, right? So it's all about context, you know. So in Berlin,
of course,
if someone will tell me, don't go there, I'd probably, step away from this person and from this door.
Yeah, but as teacher Lee wrote something, don't come to USA. I will go because I can't judge, America without seeing it. So do you understand me? People make me scary nowadays.
Yeah.
Anyway, so the importance of trust is very important, but who to trust? I don't know. The reality of our perceptions, if I'm not wrong, we create our realities, literally, based on the perceptions we have around our environment, right? What we view and what we see and how people tease us. I don't know. I think we create our perceptions. Am I right?
Yeah, kind
it's
of.
Hard to say.
Yeah.
We've
Hard
had
to say. Teacher Lee, thank you. Hard to say.
Had real life situations. Sometimes Americans go to Mexico for vacation and they get killed in drug operations, shootouts, and Americans get killed. And then the government will say, if you're an American citizen, don't go to Mexico. If one Japanese guy dies in America, in New York City, in the subway, for example, Japan will say, don't go to America. It's a dangerous place. Because of one guy that died. It happens. It's we call it mass hysteria or mass paranoia. But
I agree.
Don't go there. Yeah. You go to America, you're going to get shot, Well, that's probably true. It depends on where you go. Don't go to New York or California. Yeah.
It could be acceptable. It could be understandable. But if you ask me, I will go to countries, not because one of the persons told me not to. But here, he tried to convince everybody that there was a man. Even if you remember, he didn't say gremlin. He said a man. Nobody believes him, of course. But you know what I was expecting at that time? I thought this to myself, okay, maybe an alien came. I still try to believe him.
Yeah, but
But
let's not forget that this episode it was in 1960s, right? So it was different society and different, I would say, trust, normality, right? So people, I believe people trusted more each other at that time, right? It's not like
yeah,
now. Now we tend to ignore everything from everyone, right? Because we are full of this. But
yes, yes, I agree.
yeah, interesting one. Yeah. Nesma, did you like this episode?
Yes, because it discusses something very hard for me, which is, as I told you before, the past always chases people. So he was crazy once. People would accuse him of being crazy all his life, which is going to be hard. So he has to deal with this for the rest of his life. But if I were him, if I were this man, I would ignore what I was seeing because I wouldn't trust myself. I wouldn't take the risk of risking the lives of all those people for something that I'm 50% sure of. I would just close
Yeah.
my eyes.
Yeah, I understand. It's what I tried to say when I say that if everyone tells me, you see wrong, so it does not happen, I would kind of question myself. Maybe something is wrong with me. Maybe I
Yeah.
would not go against, everyone. So it's what I think. Yeah. Sergey?
Yes, I I remember, and I amazed at one moment when flight attendant gave a glass of water, and I saw the interesting shape of a glass of water, and now we have the paper glass of water in the flight, but this shape of this glass of water was like an paper. Hope and it is funny, but I think that's this shape more ecological that now paper glasses.
Yeah.
Now that was new to me. I had never seen paper. We'd call them paper cups on airplanes before. So that was new to me. That was before my time, if you will.
Yeah.
I had never seen that. Yeah.
And the second moment when they started to go to the fly, and he wanted to smoke, but no problem, and you could smoke inside the saloon without problem. No, please don't smoke before fly. Okay. Now you will kill immediately when you start to smoke inside the fly.
Also, the guy with the gun. How could he get aboard of the plane with a gun?
But he was a marshal, right? He was probably someone in charge.
Yeah, he was probably a sheriff or a marshal or some law enforcement officer. This was before 2001. So back then, security was not tight.
But that's why it's an interesting point, and back then in 1960s and even 70s, so it was a different society. And I remember that kind of trust to people in uniform, let's say trust to people in army,
Yes.
was so high that soldiers and officers, army soldiers and officers, they could have their weapons and guns on the flights without no problem. So it was different way, yeah.
Oh yeah.
But he has to be careful. Everybody can see the gun, It is easy to take it from him.
But in the past it was so. It was in the past all the officers was always armed. So if I see the officer or army officer or everyone, so he will be carrying a gun. It was normal for everyone. For nowadays we don't trust soldiers anymore. Don't trust them. We don't let them enter the city with the weapon, with the gun. So because so many crazy people everywhere.
There are some states in the United States that have open carry laws, which means you can carry a gun on the outside around your waist, just like a cowboy. Some states allow that. And I'm going, my God, anybody could walk by you on the sidewalk, grab your gun out of your holster or, off your body and shoot you with it. I mean, It's crazy.
Interesting. Okay, let's move forward. So it was a nice episode, I would say. It was, and we forgot to mention one important guy here, right? Captain Kirk.
Yeah. He was very young then.
Yeah, his acting was excellent in this episode.
Yeah,
I could feel his fear.
yeah, very good.
Did we discuss this episode before or something? Maybe I have a deja vu because I remember Ivan he said something like someone was on a plane and he thought somebody is out of his window, so he broke the window and now we have a man outside. I think he said something like that before. I was like, did we discuss this episode before? Maybe deja vu?
Maybe it's a famous episode in American history. In American culture, it's a famous episode. Yeah.
Yeah, and Nesmo, you know, to check my conscience, I upload all the videos on YouTube, so probably we can check if we discussed this before and we all have amnesia. So it's possible. Okay, let's move forward. Let's take Outer Limits and iRobot episode. It was how to say it, a lengthy one, right? So one with 1 hour movie time. So let's discuss it. Sergey, could you start please with number one?
I'm sorry, but I'm afraid that I watched the other episode about willingly and about something.
Yeah.
Willoughby Street.
I see. And you know, Sergey, teacher Lee uploaded all these videos to our channel, so you can find them.
Yes, I tried to watch the iRobot in my laptop, but maybe it was incorrect episode from outline. I'm sorry.
I see. Leila, you told me that you had difficulties as well, right?
The last part. That's why I asked you how it finished.
Yeah, I see. So we had some technical difficulties with Telegram. I don't know. Maybe I don't know. Maybe some iincorrect link or something. Okay, should we discuss it then, Gerard? Could you watch this one?
I watched it just now because I didn't realize, because the episode is in color. I thought it was wrong, but I managed to finish it.
Yeah.
Or we can do it next week. It's your call, Ivan.
Yeah, let's postpone it for the next week, right? Anyway, we don't have time today for 3 episodes. So the next one was was his name? Willoughby.
Willoughby.
Yeah. Okay, Sergey, did you watch this one?
Yes, I like this episode so much because
Yes, me too.
Ow.
because I have the similar problems that is the main character.
Will be. But is it a pun, teacher? Will you be or not? So what do you think? So I see it like three words.
No, it's just an imaginary place. It's not famous. No.
I see, but I see it like a pun, you know. So it's a concatenation of 3 words. You will be something. So you will be there.
Oh, no. Willow's I think a last name, or Willoughby's a person's last name.
Okay, I see.
Yeah.
Okay, Sergey, could you please start with first question?
Yeah. How is Cart Williams introduced, and what do we learn about his life and job and the beginning of the episode? Discuss the pressure of the face and how he reacts to them. Cart Williams is the participant of board of director of the advertisement company, and he promoted a new project with his partner, and suddenly his partner denied to work with this company, and he planned to take some project from this company to the other advertisement company. It was a fail of Cart, and the main of border started to press him. You must push business, push. And Cart Williams didn't accept the pressure, and he started to be annoyed, and he told some swear words to the main border, main participant of the border, chairman of border, and he went from this border. And this moment, for me, in my opinion, the most popular among the other people who work in the office, because it's understandable for them. It's understandable for me, because we permanently have the similar situation when our bosses wanted result better than we can do it, but it's understandable. I saw the similar situation myself and with my colleague often.
Yeah. So as teacher Lee told me once, so it's being between a rock and hard place, right? Something like this.
Yeah.
So you have a client who doesn't agree with the proposal, and you have a boss who forces you to take action, right? And that's why you have a lot of stress in your life. Yeah. Interesting. Vola, would you take second question?
First experience of Willoughby. Describe Garth Williams' first experience of Willoughby. How does the show portray this town, and why do you think it appeals so much to Garth?
Mm-hmm.
Garth woke up at the station of Willoughby, and the conductor was nice. He said, "Yeah, Willoughby," and it was year 808.
Mm-hmm. So sometime in the past, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And people were so nice and so relaxed, and Garth Williams wanted to go to the town and live there,
Mm-hmm.
but he woke up and he found himself on this train.
Yeah. So do you understand the verb appeals? So what does it mean that it appeals so much to God?
It appears.
It's mean it's like right? Love something.
Yeah.
Appeals also. Something is looks good to you, right? Appeals. And why do you think it appeals so much to God?
Because everyone relaxed and it's sunny.
Mm-hmm. So it was a huge contrast between his life, right, and these circumstances. So we live in a huge space, and then we see some relaxed society, and everything is, and you want to be there, right? You want to be there. Good, good. Okay, let's.
A little bit like that previous episode, Walking Distance.
Mm-hmm.
Except
Yep.
there he went back in time.
Yeah.
But this is the
Yeah.
same idea, a utopia that you want to go to.
Yeah. I remember in Walking Distance, he moved in time a little bit as well, right? He moved to his childhood, but here it was a kind of a new place, right? Willoughby, it's something new, not connected to his personality. But you're right, it seems very similar, right? The idea. Okay, Nesma, could you please take number 3?
Yeah, sure. Conflict at work and home. Discuss the conflict Gart faces at work and with his wife. Actually, I have no idea how did you guys like this episode, because it was mere depression for me. It was darkness. The man was suffering. His life was so dark that the only exit was suicide. That was hard. It is the point or the message that I took away from this episode is that life is a race, and people have to live stressed all the time, and the only way to have peace is to quit, maybe to quit your job, or maybe to quit life in general. So this is so hard to me. Even the family, his wife was not supporting him. He was feeling hard times. He was living a very ugly life, but nobody felt him. I don't know. It seems to me that the mistake at the job was not his, was somebody else's mistake, and the boss keeps blames him, just like Sergey said, push, push, push. That was very stressful, and it was disappointing that the only peaceful way to go away from this is committing suicide. Maybe his mind created an imaginary world. I don't know, and the only escape is to die.
Yeah. And that's I see your point, but I have a joke that we call it just a man's life, So that's why Sergey immediately saw that it's his usual Monday, right? And we all know what it is.
Wow. I've always believed that men's life is harder than women's life. I appreciate every man that works out there, really.
I've quit a couple of jobs that to me were like that. I was so miserable. I quit the job. I
That
couldn't.
was wise, actually. Was wise from you.
Yeah.
I remember in Twitter, it was once kind of a revelation for a lady who wrote a post that, I just learned that men don't have a friend who they can call and, whine about their job and their wife and everything. Because, she said, we always have such a friend, but men never have it because, men never cry and boys never cry, and you should not complain and everything, all this social burden, which leads to depression, I say.
Yeah.
Wine to a bartender. Yeah, it's our way to release the stress.
The stereotype. A bartender's job is to listen to men complain about how miserable they are. And he's got to say, yep, yep, I agree. Yes, sir. Would you like another drink? Yeah.
I visited many bars in my life. I like bars, and never in my life I see a bartender who is willing to listen to me. So never in my life.
Only in American movies.
Sergey, maybe you have different experience. Do you have different experience? Anyone listen to you in the bar?
But I have other experience, and sometimes you can't inform your close relatives about your problem. But if you meet people in the bar, in the restaurant, first time, you can tell your story without problem, without secret. And when you not tell anybody in your family, I don't know how it works, but sometimes it works.
Yeah, but you have to drink a little bit.
I've got some adult Arabic students who will bring their problems to me instead of their parents. And I'm going, well, why don't you tell your parents you're going through this? Oh, no, I don't want them to get worried.
Oh.
They worry about you. They want to help, but it's crazy. Yeah.
And I would support Sergey that once I remember I was in the train in a coupe with a man who shared so much personal stories with me, and some of them, were almost criminal. So for a moment, I thought, should I report to police or not? Interesting experience here.
You change seats and move farther away from him. Yeah. Oh, God.
Okay, let's move forward. Gerard, could you please take number 4?
Okay. Decisions and consequences. God makes a significant decision towards the end of the episode. Without revealing the twist, discuss what this decision is and what it represents for him. How does this decision reflect his longing for escape?
Mm-hmm.
So the third time he dreams about Willoughby. He decides that he wants to leave the train and stay in Willoughby to flee from his miserable life. Okay, represents represent for him the freedom, freedom from his work and from his horrible wife.
Yes, horrible.
Yes, because his wife is that she just said that she only was good, she wanted to a man with a lot of ambition, a lot of money, and so he didn't want to do that. And he wasn't good. He compared him with Huckleberry Finn, the Tom Sawyer's friend.
Mm.
How does this decision reflect his longing for escape? I don't understand the question. Reflect, well, okay.
Well, he had basically before that, he had 2 opportunities to get off the train, and he did not.
Okay.
Yes.
The third time he said, by God, I'm getting off the train. I'm going to go to Willoughby, So maybe that's what that's getting at.
Okay.
He was hesitant, and finally he got pushed to the edge, and he said, I'm going to get off the train,
Yeah, and speaking about horrible wife and her kind of disability to support him, I think is it a stereotype that we have? So I know that in Russia we have a stereotype that the wife should be demanding, and we even have a saying that behind every successful man you have a whining wife.
A supportive
What?
woman.
Is it everywhere? Is it an international stereotype?
Yes, here we have the same.
Would you repeat that again, please?
Yeah. So I'm translating it from Russian, so it's not really kind of correct. But we say that behind behind the back of every successful man, we have a whining wife. So you should bring money, you should earn more, you should buy our daughter a car. Everything. It's that urges man to success.
The American stereotype is different. We say behind every successful man is a woman. That means the woman is always pushing him to do better. So if not for the woman, he wouldn't be successful. So it depends on how you look at the woman in that case. She could be, encouraging him to be the best, or she could be pushing him mercilessly. Yeah.
Yeah, in Russia, we choose mercilessly whenever we can.
Yeah.
Sergey, please.
As I remember, the story about the success men and women from America was from the Roosevelt president, maybe. I don't know, but I remember about the Theodore Roosevelt story that his wife explained, or Theodore Roosevelt told the story about his wife.
I don't know the story, Sergey. So you're saying that success of Theodore Roosevelt was based on his wife activities, efforts.
Yeah.
I see. I don't know about this.
Read that most divorces, or a lot of divorces, are because the wife doesn't support what the man wants to do, or vice versa. If you don't support what the other person's life goals are, you're going to end up getting divorced. If you support someone, you can magnify their success. So support from your spouse is very important.
Yeah. And still we have statistics that married men they have life expectancy 10 years more than single men. just math, just statistics. I don't know what is the deep reason for this, but it exists. Okay, Leila, let's finish this. Number 5, please.
I just can't read some parts because of you, and Vova is on the right.
Okay.
Don't worry, I didn't understand.
Let me try to
Reflect on the episode's twist ending. What do you think?
There we go.
What do you think? It signifies about God's journey and the episode's meet on reality, escapism, and the search for peace. I can understand the man, I can understand how he feels. First of all, his wife made him think that he's weak because she looks down on him, and she, just shouts and I don't know, horrible, terrible, what else? I don't know. So the second thing is that he needs peace, tranquility, and he wants to be with good people, not the people around him now, not that push boss. So I think he knows that it's the dream he wants. I know that he's going to, just die, I think, because he had lost his hopes. Nobody can understand him. And I think the conductor, the second one, was really nice, so sweet, so friendly. It is his imagination. So I think he did that on purpose. Sometimes that is a kind of escaping from reality, unfortunately.
Yeah, so twist is that he committed suicide, right?
I don't know if I can say. Yeah, teacher.
Not deliberately.
Yeah.
He thought he was getting off at Willoughby and the train was stopped. So
But
teacher,
does he really believe that there's a town like that, or he knows that it is his imagination?
Well, he believed it and he imagined it. So he thought the train was stopped and he was getting off at Willoughby. But in reality, the train was moving very fast and he stepped off of a moving train. So he wasn't seeing reality. He was only seeing his imagination.
I don't know, but he just searched for if there is a village called Willoughby. I don't know.
Willoughby. So it was inadvertent suicide. He thought he was getting off the train at a stop.
But I really felt, empathy. Oh my God.
Yeah.
So cute.
So we can say that he was sleepwalking.
Yeah, kind of like sleepwalking. Yeah.
Next one, please.
Yep.
I just want to agree with Teacher Lee that I heard also that too many of patients of mental diseases kill themselves this way. They do things in their imaginary, like going somewhere, but it turns out they kill themselves.
Can we say that they lose what feel of reality or track of reality?
Yeah.
You know what, Teacher Lee? I read a kind of article and it says some people create a comfort zone for themselves. It could be it could be hallucination or not, but they feel safe there. And I thought that he felt safe while he was sleeping.
We have a saying, when you're really feeling overstressed, you say, I'm going to go to my safe place.
Yeah.
And it's inside your head. You're like, I'm on a beach. The sun is shining. I'm drinking a pina colada. We call that your happy place. You go there mentally to calm down. So Willoughby was his happy place.
Too much stress, too much attention, too much pressure in modern world, right?
But weak personality, I must tell you that.
Yeah. Sergey, please.
Yes, I agree with Teacher Lee that we have the comfort zone for us, and the secret comfort zone for example, for me, the comfort zone when I have the big problem in my life, I imagine about forest and about big tree with the hollow inside the tree, with the oval door, with the oval windows, with the honey, like a cartoon beer house. And I go to inside and I don't see some problems. I have the friendship with the fox, with the wolves, and we have a tea time. Yeah, it's my comfort zone.
Yeah, people are different, right? So Sergey can kind of calm himself by this imagination, right?
My comfort zone is that I'm going to be in a pastry shop. I'm going to eat lots of cake.
Yeah. When I'm stressed, I'm getting angry and I'm yelling someone, and this way is calming me. So I kind of pass stress away, pass the button, right? To someone. Very different. Nesma, what do you do when you're stressed?
Actually, I go to the kitchen. I do some, washings and stuff like that. Simple physical effort makes me feel better and changes my
Yes.
mood.
Mhm.
Yeah, I like the kitchen.
I think there are some kind of scientific evidence on your site, Nesma, that walking and doing some routine chores helps.
Teacher Lee was telling us this thing last week.
Very good.
Yeah, the kitchen is the woman's place. She owns it. The garage is the man's place. He owns that. Yeah.
Don't say that to the feminists.
Yeah.
I feel sorry for my husband because we don't have a garage.
Okay. Okay, but sometimes my wife delegates me some work on the kitchen, like sharpening knives or something, so it works as well.
Yeah.
Ivan, is this something important? Believe me, you have to cook.
Yeah, cooking is helping me. Yeah, exactly.
After that, Ivan has the stressful and he wants to go outside from the kitchen, from the happy place.
Yeah. Okay, thank you very much for the discussion. It was interesting, I say. We can create a good discussion almost from everything.
Yes.
It's very good, very good.
We just need to push.
You just need to push. Okay, so we postpone one episode to the next week. It's iRobot, and I will find one more episode.
One more.
Yeah,
Yeah.
one more. And I think 2 is enough for our time, right? And
Okay.
yeah, see you next week. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ivan. Thank you,
Bye-bye.
teacher.
Bye.
Bye-bye, friends.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.